One of the other things that we found to be very effective was to create a whole series of hackathons. We've now had 6 in the last 24 months. And these are just our internal companies. Often we bring the senior development talent from some of the partners that I mentioned to work with the companies. The early days it was on code generation. Now it's on agentic systems and agentic orchestration. The last 2 of these hackathons were all about agentic development and agentic orchestration. How do you actually put together a series of agents to do a series of tasks and organize them? And the advantage is, of course, when you have breakthroughs in certain of the companies, you can now share those with other companies at a much more rapid pace with a higher utility associated with it. So all that is a function of organizing ourselves to create AI enablement capabilities. As we then have gone into that next state of this work, we said it's now time for us to really build the next factory. So as we started building that factory, we engaged with Microsoft. And from that engagement, we now have had a number of our people work with them to build and enable our factory to now convert all of the businesses that can become agentic. The first one, actually Satya featured at his Build conference a few months ago, a company called Gainsight. And now all of the companies are now moving through that process of creating agentic solutions where we are now able to build orchestration capabilities with agents to do actual work. In many cases, those agents will have a human orchestrator. In some cases, it is an agentic orchestrator. And what we have learned, of course, I think is quite profound, because as you go through development processes, as you know, and then when you're the first ones through, you will find and discover things, that new problems you now have to solve. And we think by being a leader in that regard, we will be able to drive the agentic enablement across our portfolio at a faster rate than others, and capture what I call more the economic opportunity than others will sooner. So that's really the point of how we build our organization.
Wonderful. You've answered some of the questions I prepared, so I was just trying to filter.
I read ahead.
So I'm going to try to pick off a few things that I still have questions on. So do you see potential in how AI can enable new revenue or driving cost efficiencies? Maybe we can talk.
Absolutely. I think there are a couple ways to really think about this. I think that enterprise software is going to go through a massive transformational change. First of all, I like to think enterprise software, again, many of these companies can have the potential to become agentic. Some will be able to become what I call rule of 70, which I'll get to in a second. And then others, to the extent you don't have sovereignty and dominion over the workflows and data sets, don't really have a right to exist in a broadly defined agentic world. So that's our portfolio today across our companies. We have about 750 million users of our software. These are people, companies that are paying for subscriptions, et cetera, to use our software. And those software subscriptions enable them to use the workflows that generate specific data for their companies.